Oh, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Taiji devlog. It's been 2 weeks. I'm Matthew Van Diemender, and Taiji is a open-world adventure puzzle game that's sort of inspired by games like The Witness. And yeah, it should be coming out this year, at least on Steam and other forthwith coming platforms to be announced. Anyway, if you want to know more about that, check out the link in the description to the website. With that said, let's get going. And, well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. So the good news is that I've got a cup of delicious hot coffee for me right now, which I can enjoy. I beckon you to perhaps enjoy your own beverages. The bad news is that I haven't been able to work on the end game stuff at all, really, since the last devlog video. I have done a little bit on Friday, which was basically just kind of dusting off the old code that I haven't looked at in 6 months. And it turned out, as you would expect, that it didn't work anymore because I changed too many things. This week has been spent on redoing the website. So now there's this nice front page with the trailer and big screenshots for you to look at, and it's fairly easy to use and directs you towards, wish listing the game on Steam and stuff. I also cleaned up some of the other aspects of the Taiji website. Also, I'd like to announce that the Discord group is now publicly accessible, so there's a link there on the website. Also put a link in the description if you'd like to join the Taiji Discord group. So that way you can keep up with things that I'm doing on the game. I don't necessarily regularly post a link when I do these devlogs, but I will probably try to start doing that. But I do post links for the live streams whenever I do those, so it's a good way to keep up with that, because you know how dodgy Twitch notifications can be. So this kind of does segue into, I guess, what I'd like to do for the topic of the week this week, which is to talk a little bit about marketing a game like Taiji. So first off, I have no marketing experience at all. I've never marketed anything. I've never sold anything. I've never worked in sales or anything. So I don't really have any experience there. Marketing is extremely hard, at least for me. And it's doubly hard because I have such a weird game, right? It's a game that's primarily about, staring at these grid puzzles until something clicks in your head. And there's not a whole lot of flashiness that can be put into even a trailer or even screenshots for the game. So it doesn't kind of have a strong hook, something that you could grab onto about it. If you'd look at some other kind of successful indie games that were successfully marketed, like the Goose Game or something, well, the Goose Game has a pretty strong hook because the hook is that you're a goose and you go around annoying people. It gets their interest and they remember that, even if they've just seen one little GIF of the game. So my game doesn't really have that. It kind of has, I guess, an anti-hook, which is that if it doesn't immediately look like the type of thing that you're into, looking at it more probably makes it look like it's less interesting. Just because so much of the game is kind of just, like I said, looking at static grids and thinking about things. The biggest thing that I can kind of lean on, though, is this kind of other concept that I've heard described. I don't know exactly a good source for where this concept came from, but there's the concept of the hook there that's pretty kind of common marketing concept. But then there's also this concept of anchor. So the hook is how your product, or your game in this case, is unique and different, right? And this game is, I think, unique and different, but maybe too unique and different. So the counterbalance to that is the anchor, which is, how is this game safe? How is this game like something that I already know, So a lot of the, big AAA games, they really lean heavily on anchors, right? Oh, well, this is, the 5th Grand Theft Auto game, and well, that's a long storied series with lots of good games, and people have a lot of trust in that brand, and so you can kind of lean on that as a big part of your marketing because people already know what that is. In my case, really the only thing I can kind of lean on is that the game's similar to The Witness, which is kind of a blessing and a curse because obviously The Witness is a very successful game, I think, as far as indie games go. The curse, though, is that it means that I have to make sure that the game that I'm making will either live up to the expectations of fans of The Witness or, you know, at least not disappoint them, right? So I can't make a game that's, well, I wouldn't want to anyway, but you can't make a game that's like too similar to The Witness because then that's disappointing. But you also can't make something that's too wildly dissimilar because then you're not really fulfilling on that similarity. Anyway, it's not really something I think about too much with the design, actually. It's more like the design happens kind of in my little walled garden of my mind where I try not to think too much about the external implications of the design decisions I make. It's just what I think is best for the game. And then after the fact, I have the problem of, well, how do I actually sell this game to people, right? Anyway, you know, this is a little bit rambly, but marketing is kind of different for every single game, I think, and this game is no different in the respect that it's different. But it's been a challenge, and obviously these devlog videos are a little bit of a part of the marketing for the game. I've been trying to make improvements there, and there's more things I still can do in terms of trying to get that ball rolling in a better way. But one thing that you can do, actually, is if you like any of these development log videos, just share those on social media, you know, like word of mouth is like one of the best resources I have to market the game right now. So just tweet it out or something. And maybe some of your friends also like this type of game or like weird behind the scenes development log videos with rambly, spastic game developers. That's pretty much about all I have to say about marketing for now. Obviously, there's more things that I'll learn as I continue trying to market the game. It's a thing I don't know that much about, but I have been thinking about it a lot, so it seemed like it was better to talk about it than not talk about it. And with that, that wraps up our development log video for this week. If you liked the video, like the video. Obviously, you can subscribe to the channel. You can keep up with these updates every 2 weeks. I put out a new update on what I've been doing on the game, and wishlist the game on Steam. And thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.